Christians cannot listen to Taylor Swift?
I think it really depends on the language of the song. You just have to know what you want to put in your brain and what you want to be thinking about for the rest of the day.
What you listen to doesn't matter.
I think it does matter, right? Because everything you take in has some kind of impact. It may not have a great impact, but it'll have some impact. So we should be mindful about that.
What we listen to becomes a part of who we are.
Oh, what you listen to totally matters.
So anything we listen to then goes into our heart, into our mind. If it is not of God, then in a moment of weakness, why do these words come to my mind? Why do I react in this way? Well, it's because of what I let in. What we take in is what's going to come out.
I think it does matter what you listen to. You become a product of what you feed on.
All right, so I'm a musician, I'm a worship leader, I'm a songwriter. I love music. I love art. And in our family, we love music. There is always something playing in the background, pretty much all day, every day. We love it. And as you can see from the reactions, when I said what you listen to doesn't matter, it was pretty much a consensus that that is not true. It absolutely matters what you put into your mind. Just like it matters what you put in your body, right? You know, if you eat junk food and don't work out and don't take care of your body all your life over and over and over again, that's gonna have a compounding effect, right? We know that. It's not rocket science. Why would it be any different with the media that we consume? We used music as an example, but really it's anything. It could be movies, entertainment, whatever, books, whatever the case may be. What you consume matters. And I think that within our culture, sometimes there's a little bit of I don't even know exactly what to call it, but there's maybe a laziness or just a desire to be why does it have to be so hard? Why can't I just do what everybody else does, right? I have those conversations with my kids where they're but why? It would just be easier if I didn't have to stand up for my beliefs or do the hard thing, right? And say, I'm not gonna listen to that because there's a ton of swearing in it and I just don't wanna fill my mind with that. That's not very fun to say. And, it's not that we have to go around shouting that, but I think for us as Christians, it's important to think about what we consume. But let's talk about shouting at each other, shall we? Because I think that there's a lot of polarizing topics like this one, right? Where you go on social media and it is like a bloodbath of people yelling at each other for their side, right? They want their opinion. They want their voice to be heard. And I really believe that within the church, it should be a safe place to have these conversations without judgment, without condescending comments, because we're all just trying to do our best, right? We're all trying to live a godly life and live for Jesus, to know him and to make him known, right? And so the church can and is a safe place for us to go and have these conversations, but we have to do our part and not get all bent out of shape yelling at each other. But hey, here's the truth. What we listen to matters, but I want to hear what other people think about it as well. Let's have a conversation without polarization and without, yelling at one another or whatever the case may be. Let's talk about it. And I'm reminded of the verse in Psalms where it says that we should commit our way to the Lord and he will give us the desires of our heart. It's in Psalm 37. Okay, what does that mean? Does that mean that I can just ask for whatever I want and say, hey God, will you just make it easy for me? Make it easy for me, or make it, I don't know. No, what it means is when we commit our way to the Lord, and in this case, with what we consume, we say, I'm gonna lay that down. I'm gonna lay down my flesh desires. I'm gonna lay down my human desires and commit my way to the Lord and say, whatever you want, however you want me to live, I'm gonna do that. Well, then his desires become our desires, right? And he begins to infuse his desires into our lives and into our core and into our being. And then, it makes it a little bit easier to live this set apart life, to be in this world, but not of this world, because we're fully surrendered. And so I think that that's a bigger part of the conversation is, am I surrendered? So when it comes to conversations of music, we talked a little bit about Taylor Swift, right? We made the bold statement that Christians can't listen to Taylor Swift. And this is one of those really important things that as a parent, so if you're listening to this and you're a parent, it's really important how we present things to our kids. Because when they hear it from us first, that is going to shape how they think about it moving forward, which is a privilege and also terrifying because we're human beings and we screw up too. But if I were to say to my kids, okay, Taylor Swift, Christians can't listen to that. That's evil. Okay, well, what about one of their good friends who listens to that? Now all of a sudden they're questioning, they're coming to me and they're saying, Mom, is this person evil? Are they even a Christian? I don't think that that's our place to judge. And I think that it's important that we think about ourselves and our families and the people that we can influence, but do it in a loving way, thinking about, am I in this world, not of this world? Am I mindful what I'm putting in and allowing into my body and my mind? I think about that cute little old song that's like, be careful little eyes what you see, be careful little ears what you hear. Did any of you guys sing that as a kid in Sunday school? I did. Tell me in the comments. I need to know. But I think about that song and I think it's important that we're gentle with our kids. Yes, truthful, but gentle, and saying, hey, we're choosing, like in the case of music with Taylor Swift. Okay, if you're choosing not to listen to that, let's talk about why, right? Okay, there's a lot of profanity or there's lyrics that just don't align with the way that we live our lives and we don't want to fill our minds with that. Does that mean that if it's playing in a restaurant, we run out plugging our ears? Probably not. But we want to be mindful of what we're putting in. And so it's important we have that conversation with our kids in a mindful and thoughtful way.